We have no idea how to start this video. We're going to talk about phrasing today. And we are serious musicians. You can trust us, we have a good expertise. One of the things that truly bothers us is you guys not phrasing well enough. When you play piano, you have to phrase. It has to be beautiful. So we wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I think so. For those of you who don't know, like, what are we talking about at all? Phrasing is just building sentences in music. Like, if you play without phrasing, it would be kind of like if you are reading a book without any punctuation, without any building of sentences.
Well, give me the pleasure to show something.
Sure.
Mean, can you play two?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Two different things, and one is phrased and one is unphrased.
Okay. This is actually Dimitar's newest piece. Before now, it's on Spotify now. I can link it below for you. So what we see a lot
Finally, I'm going to enjoy it from the side.
I'll try to play it really well. But first not. I'll try to play it really horrible. So without phrasing would be kind of like you're playing all your notes equally, right?
That's exactly how I played it on Spotify.
So actually we see this a lot, just making all notes equally important. And that is kind of like if you're speaking, making all your words equally important as well. You know, there are people who talk really monotonously. That is the same like how the music sounds if you don't phrase.
With music, you want the phrasing to have just its waves.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes it, that's what makes phrasing.
That's the great basics. So make sure that you're not playing all your notes equal. They should always be either going in a crescendo or a decrescendo very subtly. I'll demonstrate how I do it. I'll demonstrate how I taught phrasing to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to kind of take a pencil and check out in the score what makes up one sentence. So if I would do that here, I would play it and I would take my pencil and I would say... So for me, that sounds like one sentence. And you don't have to worry about making...
beautiful. I'm touched.
You don't have to worry about making mistakes. Just do to you what sounds like one sentence. As soon as you figure out what sounds like one sentence, notate it, and then decide for yourself what is the most important thing in that sentence. So play it again and just decide what note really speaks to you, what note would you really want to play towards. And for me, that is this F over here. So the first F. This F that we reach, for me that's the most important. That's how it feels. I would again mark it. Then, very simple, make a little crescendo towards that note that you find the most important, and then make a little decrescendo once you've reached that point. So. And don't do it super crescendo, decrescendo. Do it a little bit more subtle, but that's the idea. You can also think of it as playing towards something which is kind of tension, and then going away from something and is relaxation.
Yeah. Those are exactly the waves that I mean, and that's very well explained, I think. Yeah, it's really like you explain it into more detail, and I think that's useful for the video and for you guys to see, because you might wonder, but how do I do waves? It's exactly like this. You have to just know where you are going and where you're coming from, what's your main point, where do you want to relax. We can make more videos about this into more detail, explaining with particular passages if you want, how you phrase. But that's the gist, I think, of phrasing, and it will make a big difference.
It will make the biggest difference, I think,
in your playing. Yeah, because that's what music is about, telling a story. Actually, you can also think of people when they speak. Have you heard people who speak at one level and never change anything, and like the voice, the intonation doesn't change? It's a very different thing than, like, now even I'm conscious how I speak. I have ups and downs, like in my intonation. So it makes a world of a difference.
Yeah, and it's funny, you just said actually you're telling a story. Music is of course about telling a story. We made a playlist called Piano Stories, and those on Spotify. It has Dimitar's pieces on it, but it also has pieces that we really like, that we feel tell a story. Some of them are from artists that we never heard of.
Let's put the link.
And yeah, and some of them are famous artists. Anyway, they're all our favorite stories. They're all our favorite piano stories. I'll link it down for you below.
Anyway, thank you so much for being here and watching this video. For us, as always, being in front of the camera and recording a video for you is a great pleasure. We appreciate each one of you as a subscriber and as a viewer. It's wonderful to see the YouTube channel growing. Thanks for being here. See you next week again.